So this is just a quick look at the LD Systems IEM pack. This is the 100 G2, which is the El Cheapo model. There is a 1000 G2, which I guess is more programmable and doesn't look quite so much like a rubber foam brick. This is not the most attractive of things. It's very bulky if we can compare it to the G2 that I'm feeding it off. It's a lot bigger, it's a lot squarer, it's not particularly nice if I'm honest. It does have this very weird sort of tactile feel to the outer case. I'm slightly disturbed that I might spend quite a lot of time on set just rubbing it because it's quite nice. But on the whole, it doesn't feel great in the hand. Build quality is kind of okay. Battery compartment's not amazing. I've already managed to pop it out and have to pop it back in once. I'm running these both off white end loops. I've found that the the IKEA batteries don't fit. I've already scratched up one of my IKEA batteries trying to get it in, or rather trying to get it out. So I suspect end loop pros wouldn't fit either. And if I say anything that is just a case of RTFM, I want to point out it doesn't come with a TFM, so possibly you can change the battery telemetry, the battery readout so that it knows what sort of batteries you're running. These are obviously expecting disposable batteries, so the metering is not linear, so it's already showing it's down to 2/3. I don't think I can change that. There's probably a way to change lots of setting in the manual, but I figured if they can't be bothered sending me a manual, then I can't be bothered going and finding one, so I'm just going to use them out of the box and see how I get on. Possibly that's just pointless stubbornness, but there you go. I wanted it to be a fair field test. So yeah, they're ugly and they're bulky. I think these are about 30 quid a unit less than the model up. And to be honest, on a budget, that that makes quite a big difference to me because I wanted to buy 2 sets. I found the menu quite frustrating. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's just a big blue mess. Oh, there we go. Basically, if you want to change the frequencies, you hold the menu button down, and it's not freely programmable like the G2. You have to cycle through the banks and then the channels within the banks, and frankly, after trying several times to hit the jackpot of the combination of numbers that I wanted, I just gave up, selected the one that was nearest and reprogrammed my transmitter, hence why my transmitter's all scribbly at the moment. So there's a few things that are frustrating about it. It seemed to come with its aerial pre-fucked up, which I don't really understand. It's nice and soft, so I think the chances of hapless director sticking it in his pocket and ruining it are fairly low, but I don't like that it came looking like it had already lived in a director's pocket for several weeks. I don't really know what that aesthetic is. It's fine though for what it is. The main thing is I'm running music through them at the moment, and there is a noticeable loss in quality compared to just sticking headphones into my F4. But frankly, that's a music track. It's very small difference. The quality is actually pretty good. I don't think with dialogue you're really going to notice that difference. And on the whole, I'd say they're pretty good. I haven't done a range test yet. When I can be bothered, I will, and report back. So there you go. As long as you don't mind the urge to keep stroking it because of the tactile finish, the fact that it's a pain in the arse because you have to cycle through settings, and yeah, really shit battery compartment. I've got to be honest, for the money, it seems pretty good. Well, I'm in my kitchen and I can still hear it. It actually sounds appreciably more hissy than it did when I was right next to the transmitter. That's not great, to be honest. I could go outside, but it's a bit peoply out there. I'm going to try upstairs. And this is one of them back in the box because, frankly, the hiss is a kind of a deal breaker for me. It's very fatiguing to the ears. I know I said originally they didn't sound too bad, but the longer I listened, the more I just found this sort of constant white noise to be fatiguing, irritating. And that was listening to music where you've got quite a lot going on in the frequency spectrum, which kind of drowns it out. I suspect with just speech, where you're just hearing something much less complex, it would be even more annoying. So yeah, they're very cheap. they're not for me. I've heard good things of the more expensive model, the 1000 G2. I think that's about 30-40 quid more expensive. I might give that a go because frankly I don't have a lot of other options, but yeah, not for me.